Alright guys, we're about to check out the broken new Horus stuff in action gameplay as a control deck, courtesy of Spaghetti Rolls over here. I already knew this deck was broken. I haven't seen all this gameplay, but I already know this deck is going to be busted. Okay, so all you need is this one card, and the cards in the graveyard are just like free special summons, but it's like a once per turn, okay? So you can make Coach, King, Giant Trainer. That's pretty good. You get to burn your opponent for some damage potentially, but more importantly, you get to actually just draw a bunch of cards, and you get this card out for free. And then there's some back row. We have Canopy Protector, which we're about to see some gameplay of how this works. So he's activating that card, and what does this card do? It's once per turn when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon another Horus monster from your hand or graveyard, but for the rest of the turn, you can't special summon monsters with the same original name. But if this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can instantly set this card. So going minus with this card doesn't really even go minus. It's kind of part of like the whole archetype, but you do banish it when it does leave the field, but it is a continuous one. Okay, so now that we've established kind of what's going on, we're going to activate that protector so we can bring out the Blessing of Horus over here. So it's Dalmutef, I think is its name, and then we see Ash Blossom saying no to that. So he's going to go ahead and make a Link monster, but we're here to check out those free special summons. It's like so unfair. And then once there can only be one is activated. And on top of this, okay, this is what makes the deck so broken. The guy already quit out. Do you want to know why? One, he probably didn't read the cards. So not only do you get to bring your monsters back, but if they attack your monsters, guess what? Once per turn to start a damage step, if they battle, you can just send that opponent's monster graveyard. It doesn't destroy, it just sends their card to the graveyard. So obviously you can see, well, where there can only be one, where there's like only one monster and it attacks into you, well, that's it. It's just a GG. So we see Pot of Desire is activated. We're going to see him use this effect. A lot of them just allow you to dump. And again, this card is so busted. It's so incredibly good. It's you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard to send another Horus monster. And then remember, that monster that you send from the hand will just be re-special summons. It's just like dump whatever you want, and then you get to special summon again. Like, how did they not think this through? This archetype is straight up busted. I'm going to see what this actually opens up with in terms of its end play. But again, the deck is going to be very, very consistent. So now we're going to see number. I always think it's number, but it's just Coach King. So you're going to see the burn damage come out. Small amount of burn damage, but hey, at the end of the day, it's still damage. And then we also have Canopy Protector, which brings out extra monsters. So we're going to see this activate. He's going to go ahead and special summon the Happy, the Vanguard, and then now we see Droll and Lockbird, and he's going to now activate Canopy Egg once again. Special summon. Like, how is this, like, balanced at all? Like, you just get free monsters every single time, man. Whenever anything is activated, you just get the free monsters. It's just like, it swarms the board incredibly hard. So, is the deck beatable? Sure. I mean, if you just make it so there is no graveyard, just like any, like, a Dark World matchup or anything. But this is very fast. Remember, they have a turn 1 play, just getting this card out for free, and then they re-special summon all the monsters. And if you have Pharaonic Sarcophagus, which there are other cards you bring out this card, you just get to make your monsters that cannot be destroyed by card effects unless your opponent targets them. But remember, if they target one, you're just going to bring out the other one because they're activating some other effect. Like, what is this, like, archetype? It seems like it's really, you know, in the earlier stages, we don't even have that many cards for the archetype. But if the deck goes second, let's watch it against another, maybe control variant over here with the Cursed Eldland. So let's see what he opens up with, because obviously we've been watching kind of the deck go first. Let's go and see. Oh, Lava Golem is main decked in this deck, so we have Trade-in. Don't even need to get rid of them. Just cycle through the cards, and you can even play Skill Drain in the deck, which you know, adds another layer of just annoyingness. I think the cards in the archetype, it's just really this card. But like, if this card doesn't exist, the cards kind of suck. Like, if this card is not something that you destroy, I mean, they're just bringing back everything. And then remember, Canopy Protector, you get rid of it to dump another card, and then this card just instantly gets placed right back on the board, and you have just free monsters. And they have like good stats. 25, 3,000, 24, and look at this one, 4,800. So how does this one get extra attack? So you control for Pharaonic Sarcophagus. This is just the archetype in general. This is my introduction to him. So I'm going to explain it real quick. You just get to special summon it, and then on top of it, a lot of them will have, like, you know, you can only summon them once per turn that way. But it gains 1,200 attack and defense for each Horus monster you control, which at most scenarios, you're going to have like 3. Remember, most of the archetype just dumps stuff into the deck from the deck into the graveyard. And then if another card leaves the field by an opponent's card effect while you control that, remember, this card makes it so they can't destroy them unless they target them. But on top of that, if another card you control leaves the field, so like if you were to make it go away, you could draw cards equal to the number of monsters with different names in your main monster zone. So that means if my opponent gets rid of them, I mean, if I have 5, you can draw, you know, 4 cards. But if I have 4, because one of them goes away, and I still have this card, I'm drawing 3 cards, which just means I'm going to draw some hand traps and out them. And if I don't out them, well, I can just draw a Lava Golem, get rid of maybe the problematic card, and then, again, Canopy Protector, just swarms the entire board. In this case, we got 5 now. But remember, it does have to have different names, so keep that in mind just in case, you know, you are playing this in maybe like Dueling Book and they trying to cheat you. So now we're getting all of the activated effects. So what is it? We got to add to hand. We got to go, look, okay, look at how broken that was. Tell me that you're watching this and you think that this is like balanced. There's no way. So go over the effects of them. Kwebi Senyoff over here has the effect where if another card you control leaves the field, you can activate this effect. Your opponent can't even target them for attacks, and your opponent can't target them with effects. So remember, the other card, you can't actually target them, unless you target them, and then this one's like, well, bro, you can't target them anymore. Like, what is this archetype? And then on top of that, this one has, once per turn, you can send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, including this card to add a Pharaonic Sarcophagus. So you have searchability. Okay, let me just go over the effects real quick over here. So it makes sense because everything was just activated instantly. So this card is pretty insane too. If another card you control leaves the field by an effect while you control this monster, you can target 2 cards that are banished or in either graveyard. So I get to target whatever I just dumped, right, into the grave, or like, let's say I use a hand trap. I just gotta re-add back the hand trap, re-add that lava golem. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Sometimes I look at YuGiOh, I'm just like, what, did they test this and think that, like, you know, oh, it seems about right, bro? Like, just add them all back, no problem. Like, that was crazy. The fact that it's 2 cards, right? 2 cards from the graveyard, and then you heat up some with a skill drain. Like, at that point, I would have rage quit. 100%. Spaghetti Rolls, you are insane with this deck, man. I mean, the deck is insane too. Let's be honest. You can throw Inspector Border. I mean, any deck that can like main deck Lava Golem skill drains. And remember, you're running trade in because they're level 8, so that's like part of the whole archetype. So you have a little bit of consistency with the deck, which already has consistency. You can already throw in Desires. Lava Golem coming up over here. And now we're gonna see the Pharaonic Sarcophagus. Okay, what are you gonna do here? Of course, you can't let this card survive. So he's going to go ahead and dump another card, and now he gets to run over basically everything. And remember, he has this effect where it just sends it right to the graveyard if he wants to, which is excellent. So if there's any monster that happens to be just massive attack, right, because, like, you know, you throw up skill drain, they have, I don't know, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon in 2023, no problem, because you just get rid of one problematic card. Okay, you attacking me? Like, see how, like, insane this deck is? Okay, now he's going to go ahead and activate that. But anytime you do anything, I'm just bringing back an additional card. Like, this is just bonkers. It's going to be a pretty easy deck to play, too. It's not like it's a complex deck where there's so many, like, combos. I mean, it's basically just dump your monsters out, throw them into the grave, and then you just get them all back, and then you bring them all back. Like, you have 2 bringbacks. Like, they bring all of themselves back as long as you have this. So the key thing, and the key thing to do against the matchup, is do not let this card go through. They all get special summoned from the graveyard if your opponent has this. Now, is the deck easily beatable with like a side blocker or anything like, what's that other card that you can like call one card's name? Was that Mind Hacker or something? You just call the card in. If they don't have this, I don't know how they can win. But, you know, that's part of, like, the archetype. I got some more replays. One of them is going to be really funny, but we're going to actually do a part 2 of this archetype. But here is the early build from Spaghetti Rolls. Thank you so much for sending this in, because, like I said, I saw this card, because they were all, like, you can just special in the card as long as you have this. I was thinking, like, as long as this card is good, and it is good. So here's the deck profile, just in case you guys want it. So we got Lava Golem. I'm just going to mouse over him real quick. We got Lava Golem, and then basically just slamming out 3 copies of the Emseti, 1 copy of Quebeth, 3 copies of Happy. Happy is definitely the MVP of the deck. Then we have Dumoff over here. This is the draw power. This is the ad from the banish or graveyard. Like, why did it give you such a good effect? And then because the deck draws a lot, you know, we got Inspector Border to maybe prevent our opponent from doing stuff. And then we got the hand traps that you want to draw into. So we got Ash Blossom, Droll, and then Effect Failure. Double copies of Desires, trade in for more consistency. Dark Ruler on top of the Lava Golem, so you can get your plays off. Then we got an Upstart. We got 3 copies of Pharaonic. You have to play that, and then 2 copies of Imperp. If you banish all of them with Desires, though, it might be GG's, but you know, that's part of it. Then we got Imperm, and then there can only be 1 double skill drain, and then the Counter Book Protect, which just brings out everything. Like, the deck is so dang strong. And as far as the extra deck, I mean, I think the only thing we saw realistically was this card. That's all you needed. Heck, you can just like play no extra deck. And if this deck is going to be like budget friendly, this could be a really nasty deck to run into. But anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts on the brand new Horus stuff. Like I said, I'm from the title, I think they're absolutely broken. But let me know your thoughts. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.